Yeah. Starting early today, heading to the Sheraton Tel Aviv for an 8 a.m. meeting with Rob Wolf, the director of Microsoft's social media. After that, meeting Ronen from INTURN, a super hot startup in the commerce space. Then my Joel talk and a couple of other meetings for the rest of the day. It's going to be a long but super duper exciting day. Here we go. Never been in Tel Aviv this early. I think it's 7:15 a.m. Made it to the Sheraton. First meeting starts in 45 minutes. It's a beautiful hotel, but an even more beautiful view outside. Check it. Here we are in the Sheraton Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
Early morning meeting.
Yeah.
All right, so one of my favorite people on social media, honestly, is Ben Rudolph. Ben, the PC guy.
Yeah.
So last week, I get a mysterious message from Ben Rudolph. Ben Rudolph, I don't even know what his official title is, but he's kind of the guy in all like the Microsoft commercials and all the Microsoft campaigns. I remember the...
Well, he used to do some communications for Windows and was Ben the PC guy. Did a lot of challenges and stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
so he sends me a message last week introducing me to some guy named Rob Wolf, who I know from Twitter. And it turns out Rob Wolf is somewhat of a rock star. And he's the director of social media for Microsoft Global. And he's gonna be in Israel. And I'm like, yippee! So yeah, he introduced us, and basically this guy's here for a couple of days, and so we did, like I said, a super duper early meeting. Really glad you had time to make this happen. Tell me about you.
Yeah, so again, thank you. Ben introduced you the way it seems like a lot of your meetings start off, which is there's a guy you should meet, and he said that to me, and he said that to you.
Yes.
So anyways, I'm here in Israel with my family, and just completely non-business trip, but I definitely made time to talk with Hillel because I've been following him on Twitter for a number of years, and so we're just saying hello.
Can I just interrupt you?
Yeah,
May I just interrupt you? You know, I gotta say this, and I mean this honestly, like, it is the internet. Because think about it, literally, let's think about this. You're managing, like, the Microsoft social accounts. You're, like, whether or not you realize this, like, you're a big freaking deal. Who the hell am I? I'm sitting here in Israel tweeting with my 10 fingers. The fact that you follow me, forget me and you, I'm just saying the concept of how insane and how the internet just breaks down boundaries and geographical borders is completely insane. And even in 2017, sometimes that, you know, again, I know it up here, but like, when I hear that from you and you're like, how is that possible? It's just amazing.
And that's kind of the magic of it. Like, Twitter is just such a egalitarian platform that just like, whatever, if I want to wish Neil Diamond a happy Passover, I can do that on Twitter.
Do you understand that Ellen follows me on Twitter? Yeah. Like, Alyssa Milano, we like DM. We're like buddies. Like, I grew up on Alyssa Milano.
Yeah.
Like, I watched she was like my first crush.
Yeah.
You know, and like, we're buddies. Twitter, I just want to say, like, I say this all the time. People, you know, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's all these. Twitter to me, like, if I could choose one platform, is for sure Twitter. Like, Twitter is such a phenomenal platform, which, by the way, I'm totally off on a tangent here, but it also blows my mind how poorly it's doing, you know, on the market, public markets, which to me is the biggest indication of how inaccurate the markets are, because Twitter is such a valuable platform. But that's a topic for another time. All right, tell me about you a little bit.
So anyways, so my job is I manage a team that looks after the Microsoft brand social media channels. So at Microsoft on Twitter, Microsoft on Facebook, LinkedIn company page, YouTube account, and the Instagram page.
How many followers do you have on Twitter? Just on Twitter alone.
Twitter, we have about 8 million. Yeah.
So you understand? Like, do you understand the power that you have at your fingertips?
Well, it's a humbling thing. It's not me personally. It's the company.
I understand
that people want to hear from. So I try not to make it, you know, we try to give the account some personality, but not make it too personal. It's not me speaking, it's the brands.
Cumulatively, how many followers are you communicating with between all the platforms?
Well, it's probably north of 20 million across, you know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Million people
YouTube.
are exposed to your words. You understand? Like, by the way, again, forget you and Microsoft. Like, do you understand the power of the internet? Like, that's like, I felt the power of the internet when I had like a picture that I tweeted go like to like 50 to 100 million views. Nobody really quantify it, but you know, every single thing you say like is potentially reaching 20 million people.
Right, and we have a need to, you know, say things that people will want to repeat, because even with that many followers, if we don't say something interesting, it's gonna go nowhere. Nobody's gonna retweet it, nobody's gonna share it and everything. So we try to ask ourselves, well, who would share this? When we decide what we're tweeting, it can't just be about us. It has to be written in terms that people will find interesting and will want to repeat.
So you want to hear something funny? Let me tell you something funny. I bet no one of the entire Microsoft organization would see it the way I see it, but you know, I told you I'm writing a book about giving, right? And there are many, many examples of brands that give, whether it's Red Bull giving content, there's a lot of things. But I actually go a little bit, again, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I actually bring in Microsoft in the book and I say, Steve Jobs said, I'm going to build the Macintosh, right? I'm going to build the hardware, I'm going to build the software, deeply integrated, I'm going to sell it for a premium, it's going to be an amazing experience, and I'm going to own it.
Yeah.
Comes along Bill Gates and says, forget that garbage. You want Windows? Take it. I'm giving it away. And that's how he ended up dominating, completely dominating the market. And by the way, same thing happened, and again, I know not exactly the same thing, giving, but at the end of the day, the same thing happened with Android and iOS, right? iPhone and iOS, and that's it. No one's touching iOS if you're not iPhone. Comes along Android and says, forget that garbage. Take Android. LG, Samsung, OnePlus, anyone who wants it, just take it, right? Yeah. So it's a different type of giving, but I think it all comes back to, at the end of the day, in my opinion, the mindset of not taking but giving, and that is how you end up building a brand and dominating. And Microsoft, that aside, by the way, is, in my opinion, I'm not just saying this because you're here, but I really say, I genuinely, there's no other company that has such a long-term sustainable success like Microsoft.
Yeah. Well, I'll go one step further. I think it's not just giving, but partnering as well, and that's something that we pride ourselves on quite a bit, is how we partner with developers and partner with other PC makers and everything, and that's a big part of our DNA.
So I should probably know this as a tech blogger, but Google makes its money from advertising. Apple makes its money from hardware, app store, or whatever. What is Microsoft's kind of core cash cow today?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the interesting thing, and this is sort of getting into areas that are beyond my core expertise, but so I don't want to venture too far into it. But basically, Microsoft, we're not just a billion-dollar company. We're several of them. I don't remember the exact number, but I think there's about 15 or 16 businesses at Microsoft that are in excess of $1 billion a year. So incredibly diversified company that does everything from Xbox to Windows to Azure to developer tools, and LinkedIn is now part of the Microsoft family. There's so many businesses that Microsoft is in that are interrelated and succeed because we are in so many different businesses. We are successful at cloud services because we've built one ourselves in Bing, and we're successful in gaming because we know how to build software for the office.
So I'm sure many of the people watching, and including me myself, really want to ask you about Windows Phone, but I don't think we're going to even go there because I don't think you're going to want to answer that question, nor do I think anybody really knows the answer to that question. So we're going to put that aside for right now, even though I just showed you, I wrote an article on Business Insider back in the day why Windows Phone was going to succeed. I was a huge fan. I was literally the first person in Israel to see the new Windows Phone.
Yeah.
So I was always a big fan, but let's not talk about that.
Okay.
Skeleton. So I'm just really like, do you have, because you, in addition to what you said in terms of managing the social accounts, you also manage accounts of, would you like to talk about that? Of execs?
Yeah, I don't manage their accounts, but a lot of times I work with them. So a number of Microsoft execs are interested in sort of building their social media platforms, and how do they tell the Microsoft story through their personal lens. And what I counsel them is that they have an opportunity to tell the story of Microsoft like I do, my personal social channels, and really give it that behind-the-scenes view and share with people where they go and who they meet and what they get to see.
Are you having a good time?
Oh, love it. That's the best job in the company. Yeah, I love it.
You feel that way?
I love it. I love getting
such a blessing, man.
I love getting the opportunity to tell the story of the company left to right. There's so many people at Microsoft who they specialize and they enjoy that. They work on Xbox or they work on Office or they work on Skype. But for me, I get to look left to right and tell the story of not just the products but the company and all the things that we get to do. So on the Microsoft social channels, some days we'll be telling the story about how.
Do you follow me?
Yeah. Does Microsoft follow? If we don't, I know a guy.
I'm checking right now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be in big trouble.
We're gonna do this in real time. I'm gonna answer your question. You check this out.
Checking,
so at Microsoft, I get to tell the story about some really cool things that our company is doing.
Huge trouble, my friend. Does not follow you, Microsoft.
We're gonna make that happen. Look for an update.
Well, in your defense, I'm not following either. So now
okay.
we're fixing that. 8,200,326,100. Wow, that is a lot of followers.
Yeah. So some of the cool things we do at Microsoft, for example, is we have a program through which we hire people on the autism spectrum.
Wow.
And we have a specific program through which they're interviewed and they're hired and they're giving career mentoring, and they turn out to be amazing employees. And so when we told a story through our own channels, some of our own blogs about that program, and got a great story in Fast Company about that program, we get to tweet about it. We get to share it on our Facebook channel.
Who wrote it on fast? Harry McCracken?
I don't know if it was Harry. It was somebody with Fast Company. It was a great story recently about this program. It's a program we're really proud of because it sort of speaks to our mission of empowering people and organizations to achieve more, and that includes everybody on the planet, whether through neurodiversity, through their different accessibility needs. We get to tell those stories. We get to tell the stories of our CEO, Satya Nadella, is just our third CEO in history.
I met him when he was here, by the way.
Oh yeah, cool.
So impressive. That guy. So impressive.
Yeah. So we get to talk with him and share the story of his book that recently came out. So that's been a really interesting journey this year.
Amazing. Listen, dude, I really do actually. I like that you said it, but I was thinking to myself, you seem like you have like the coolest job like out there.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It really is amazing. I'm super duper happy we connected, and I'm glad you're having a good time. Enjoying yourself so far?
Thank you. Should we give a plug for my personal account?
Yeah, absolutely. What is your personal?
We got a lot of followers on Microsoft. Follow me at that Rob guy.
That Rob guy.
Yeah,
at that Rob guy. And Joseph.
on Twitter.
That Rob guy. At his Twitter account right here.
Yeah.
Love it.
Very good.
Listen, man. It goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. If there's anything I can do to help you, I don't know if there is, because you have like 80 million times more followers than I do. But if I can ever help,
there are always things we can do to help each other, like both on a personal level and a professional level as well.
Good luck, and just keep. I was gonna say keep rocking. Forget that. Keep enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
That's my biggest blessing, man. I'm telling you, I wake up in the morning, I pinch myself, and I'm like, I'm living the dream. I'm going out, meeting the coolest entrepreneurs who are changing the world, amazing people, and I can actually help them. It's like it's the dream,
Yep.
So you said you have the coolest job in the world. Just keep thinking that way.
Yeah.
That's my biggest blessing to you.
Definitely.
Good luck,
Thank
man.
you.
Let me know I can help.
Cool.
Take me up on that, dude.
Thank you.
Wow. So those were some ridiculously awesome meetings, and I say those because in addition to Rob, I met with Ronen Lazar, the CEO of INTURN. Could not get him on camera. The man is too humble. But we agreed that I'll be meeting him next week in New York, and I told him there's no. I'm not taking no for an answer next week. So he agreed. We'll do an interview next week. But number one, the man is awesome for a whole bunch of reasons. Let's start with the fact that he just checked out and gave me his hotel room to do my Jolt Talk in an hour. So I'm here in his hotel room in the Sheraton. He just left to the airport and is going back to New York. But more importantly, he's the CEO of a company called INTURN, which his partner is a good friend of mine, goes by the name Yummy. His name is not Yummy, his name is Israel. But Yummy Schachter, many of you know him. Those who don't know him, he's an old friend, great guy, entrepreneur. Charitybids.org is the name of his website. But him and Ronen partnered on this new company, not new anymore, called INTURN, which I've heard about it before. I know the company. They've raised boatloads of money, but I just sat with Ronen and he explained to me about this company, and it is no words. Basically, the concept is super simple. Every brand out there, every clothing brand, every fashion brand has excess inventory, sometimes millions, if not more, and they don't really have anything to do with it. And so they manage this excess inventory, with retailers like TJ Maxx or Marshalls or others with Excel sheets, literally Excel sheets. So INTURN automates that process and basically enables both sides, the brand on the one end and the retailer on the other, to actually negotiate over excess inventory, and saves brands endless money. The company's doing incredibly well. They raised tens of millions of dollars from the top dogs in the investment kind of world, and it was all inbound, meaning the investors reached out to them because they saw the company growing. The company's doing incredibly well. Ronen is way too humble, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for the guy. So I'm gonna hopefully get him on camera next week in New York, but just wanted to give him a shout out again. Thanks for the hotel room, and just keep rocking, man. It's really amazing to see, but hopefully you guys get to meet him next week. Now getting ready for my Jolt Talk. Oh man, the views in Tel Aviv today are incredible. Check it. Really quite a perfect day. The Jolt Talk starts in half an hour, so I'm gonna get all hooked up to the internet here in the hotel and get ready. The topic is the only four letters you need to know in order to raise capital for your startup. Any guesses? 4 letters. All right, we're 14 minutes away from the Jolt Talk. It's a pretty cool system. So I am speaking to a whole group of people that are in a physical location in Tel Aviv, and Jolt built both the physical room in which they're sitting and the online platform through which I'll be speaking. And the online platform shows me each person, their details, and everything I need to know about the person to kind of engage them throughout my lesson. It's pretty cool. Those are the people that are waiting in the room right now. Tells me who they are. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, 13 minutes. I'm gonna go do a sound check and then start this. See you later. All right, Jolt Talk over. It went well. Running to my next meeting. Super duper late. A couple of weeks ago at Proof Day, I bumped into this guy. Who are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm Ben Pelled.
Ben Pelled, and he's like, you gotta come check out People in Computers. I'm like, what's People in Computers? This is where we are right now. This office is bonkers. Like, I've never seen an office like this. These guys put on some of the biggest events in Israel in the IT space. Check this place out. What up? Holy smokes. Who are you?
Pelled the Tiger Man.
Love it.
Helping one, not a ferocious one.
You're a big fan of tigers, I guess.
Big cats at home, you know.
Big cats.
There are 7 different big cats.
7 big cats.
Tigers, leopards, jaguars, pumas, snow leopards, lions, and tigers.
Show me your hand. You see your rings. What is happening?
Guess how many? How many?
How many?
If you guess it right, the audio
9.
first time. 9?
9.
I got 10 fingers. What do you mean? Each finger is one at
No,
least.
you got more. Yeah. Each one has. I figure there's one.
So, how many?
12,
Well,
15,
stay with me, 18.
18.
I won't do this thing.
Oh my gosh! Look at this view out here. What is happening? Holy smokes!
Today, you can't see anything.
What do you mean?
You know, if you look up to the west, on a clear day, you can see up to Rome. Have a look, yes, Mediterranean Sea, look up.
Love it. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so can you explain to me in 2 sentences, what is People and what's it called? People and Computers?
People and Computers.
What is it?
It's a tech media outlet. So we used to publish about 10 different magazines in the 80s and 90s. But then we foresaw that print is going to die. So we moved to conferences and events. We do about 150 conferences and events. We organize them. We produce them.
What is the deal with the tigers?
Pelled the Tiger, my dad, invented this theory for life, for business, for life, about how to be
Tiger.
how to be a tiger, how to be happier, how to be more successful.
All right, man. Well, he went all in on this strategy, it seems. Love it. Holy smokes. All right, well, cool. Thanks for having me, dude.
Sure,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome.
Today was quite an interesting day, to say the least. I just got a surprise package from a company that I love. A couple of tens of episodes ago, I interviewed a guy named Ovi Jacob about his company where he works called Vayyar, which is basically, or actually not basically, literally real life X-ray vision, and they have a technology that actually sees through walls. I kid you not. And he showed it to me. He demoed it to me. It's wild. Company raised a lot of money. They just raised a big round, and I helped him out with something. They had a challenge. Doesn't matter. I helped him out, and basically just got a surprise gift or a package from them. This thing. This is their device, their consumer-facing device. It literally sees through walls. Wallabot. So they just sent it along with a really cool case. Wallabot. Pretty excited to try it. Works on Android for now, so I'm gonna test it out when I get home. And thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Really hot company, guys. Check out Vayyar.com, Vayyar.com. And on that note, I'm gonna call it a day and start the weekend. See you next week.